Hey, giving all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah, by Hashem HaChachodash. Say double honors to our apostles and elders. Here, great millstone. Peace and blessings to the Lord's hopefully elect. So the Lord is about to bring the crackdown on Israel in the land of Babylon, America, as well as different parts of Europe, but primarily America. In the scriptures is known as Jacob's trouble, and the Lord is going to use his sword, which is Esau Edom. He's going to use Esau Edom to bring the crackdown on our people, especially the disobedient of our people. Now, this is what, and I'm gonna go to the website, the little ICE website, but this is what they say, right? They say that it says ICE received more than 150,000 applicants to join the ICE law enforcement after announcing a $50,000 sign-on bonus and loan forgiveness. Now, there's ways to view this. Okay, because first of all, do I believe that they're actually going to get that 50,000 sign-on bonus and loan forgiveness? No. Okay, they might have it in their books to say, yeah, you get it, but it's going to be, after 5 years or something like that, or after 3 years, something like that, which means it's really not a sign-on bonus. But because Esau Edom isn't going to allow you to just come in there, take the sign-on bonus and then leave or something like that. And they damn sure ain't forgiving no loans. That's for damn sure. But nonetheless, they have it on their website. See? It says, look, America needs you. America has been invaded by criminals and predators. We need you to get them out. Okay? So you see, at one point, this was about immigration, quote unquote immigration, and people come here illegally. But it's not about that. Okay, it's about targeting whomever. They always use like some type of front of humanitarian aid, some type of help for the kids, for the children, illegals. They always do this to get their foot in the door, to get the law established, and then at that point they can broaden the definition or even change the definition to what they want. This is why we say, or been saying, this is really going to affect all the tribes of the nation of Israel. It's not illegals. And that's the first thing Trump did. First, it was, quote unquote illegal. But then after that, it was, we just got bad people. Anybody that's considered bad people or whatever it is. And now, and then also that he said what? He wants to revoke what? National born citizenship. You see, that's what it's all about. So to do that, he also wants to gather, you could say, like a militia or an army, right? His own army. These are people that's going to work like a militia, be people that's going to work on their own terms and their own rules outside of the police force, right? So he's going as far as even to lie, to lie to people, to get them to join. Because see, this isn't about, it's no longer about illegals or whatever. On the site, it just says criminals and predators. So it's not about illegals anymore. It was never about immigration. It was always just about targeting Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. That's why we're gonna remove born citizenship. It was never about illegals. That's just how they deceive you. That's how they deceive the people, right? But nonetheless, they're promising these things, but I guarantee you, and they put this here to try to make you really feel empowered. And they know you got a lot of Edomites that just want to kill anyway and target our people. So this is really getting them to get quote unquote enlisted, a bunch of savages. These are people, most likely people who was rejected from the army or rejected from the military, what's the word? Is it unlawfully dishonored or dishonorably discharged? These people, because they're unstable. Well, Trump is giving them a way to get back in, and this is his way of trying to get them back in, to get them to enlist in this army. And I keep saying, I think Trump might even just change the name from ICE, because it's supposed to be immigration. It's supposed to be, immigration something enforcement. It's escaping me right now. He might just change the name to something else, to just say anybody who we don't like. And what we hear say is that ICE, right, or we now know what group of people is going to primarily be used to target the believers, the Israelites. Okay? And they're getting these people to sign up, right? And they're because they don't realize this man's the devil. So getting you to sign up, right? So, but you probably like, well, my sign-on bonus? Where's my where's my sign-on bonus? Where's my loan forgiveness? Most likely, you ain't gonna get none of that. You ain't gonna get none of that, and he might end up forcing you all to do whatever he wants. Maybe draft you or something like that, because it's the devil. Because it's the devil. But nonetheless, right? The target is being used to attack Jake, to attack our people. All right, so it's like it's a crackdown. And I looked up the definition of crackdown. It says severe measures to restrict. Let's say this: severe measures to restrict illegal people or behavior, or it could be severe measures to discourage illegal people or behavior, or strict measures for undesirable people or behavior. And we know that in Israel, since I said that, the nation of Israel is considered the undesirables in this world. Yes, Zephaniah chapter 2. It says, gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Who's that talking about? It's talking about the Israelites. We are a nation not desired. Okay? It says, before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as a chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord Yahweh come upon you, before the day of the Lord Yahweh's anger come upon you. Seek the Lord Yahweh, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord Yahweh's anger. So the nation not desired, that's the Israelites. So that crackdown is going to be severe measures on the undesirables, which are the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And we tried to tell, especially of the Northern Kingdom, these stupid Northern tribes, you Latinos, Native Americans, try to tell you, stupid idiots, okay, that this devil is coming for you, but you too stupid. You actually believe this man when he tells you, oh no, it's just the illegals. He just wants people to do things the right way. Right? He's looking for the people who are bad to society. America welcomes all colors and nations, and it's not about, it's not about who you are. It's about who you are on paper. It's all about your credentials. And he's gathering all y'all up. He don't care if you're a church pastor. He don't care if you're a teacher. He don't care if you've been here for 20 years without so much as a parking ticket. Right? They're not going to take the time. Okay, but this is a good person. He hasn't had a single parking ticket. He wants to we're going to get this one here. This guy's a troublemaker. No, he's coming for all of you all, man. And he's coming for us too. We know that. We know the ultimate end goal is to target the believers, the teachers who teach the Bible. The attack on the faith and the belief of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's the ultimate end. But up until that point, he's going to target our people, right? With what? All manner of trouble. All manner of trouble. And he's going as far as putting an ad out there to gather as many as he can to join this group and telling them so much as, listen, really for his own people, trying to listen, we'll give you $50,000 and we'll forgive your loans, which is all a bunch of bullshit. But that's the length he will go to target you. And I say you, I'm talking about you Israelites. That's the length he's going. That is, and in the scriptures, it's known as Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Who is a he? The elect. That's the meek and righteous that we just read in Zephaniah, those who seek in righteousness, so that you may be hid in what? In the evil day, in the troublesome times. We are already entering the troublesome times. And the reason it's called Jacob's trouble is because, for one, we're already the poor. So it's going to be much harder on us. Two, Esau Edom is the end of the world. And since he's Cain reincarnated, Just as Cain slew his brother because his works were rejected and his brothers accepted, knowing that we, the Israelites, were accepted in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, he's going to do what he did as Cain, and he's going to slay his brother. Why? Because he won't accept second place. He won't accept that he's last, that he had his run. No. He's not going to do that. Okay? Before he rolls over, he said, I'm going to kill my brother Jacob. That was always in his heart since what? Genesis 27. The days of the blessing, the days of mourning for my father at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. That was always in the spirit. And now that he has us, and you could say under him in the land of Babylon, he's going to pull out all the stops. Because that's really it's all about. It's all about targeting you. You got videos now saying, I'm starting to believe that this was really never about immigration. It was never about immigration. Okay? It's about establishing laws to allow them to kill on sight and have full immunity. All right? And it's only one people primarily that they have in their scopes. It's the Israelites. Okay? You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Because they've always had that hatred. They still have that burning hatred. And they know, the wicked elite know, that eventually they're going to have to target the believers, because we're the ones that's going to have faith. Lord willing, we're part of that number. And that's going to oppose the new agenda. For Satan to have complete dominion over the earth, there's one thing he cannot have or allow is faith, because faith will triumph. All right, his tactics is fear and deception. Okay, it was faith that looked the COVID vaccine in the face and said, I'm not taking that. I don't care what that is. It was the faith to overcame the fear of you can die tomorrow. You can kill your family. Think about it. You can have it and not even know it. So basically they were strategic with that. They covered all the angles. They said because it got to the point where you can even have it not even knowing it, so you could be secretly killing other people. So they covered all the angles, right, to put that fear in you, and you're gonna take this. And it was a faith that said, I'm not taking that. I'll take my chances. You know what I'm saying? I got faith in the Lord. I got faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They don't like that, and they can't allow that, especially when they go to roll out that microchip, which is the mark of the beast. So they're trying to gather an army now to target the believers. Okay, the believers, us. But up until that point, yes, he is going to come with great wrath down on what? Our people, so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans. Like the lesson I just did. You don't know your enemy. You're walking around here thinking, we're going to be fine. I got good paperwork. Or, I'm a so-called black man. I was born here. It ain't like he coming for me. He's coming for you. Because it's not about illegals. Remember, it's about quote unquote criminals. It's about anybody. And you might say, well, I'm not a criminal. Well, anybody, when they pass these laws, anybody who don't take their microchip, you're considered a criminal. Oh yes, you're going to be considered a rebel. You're going to be considered one who affiliates himself with radical believers like the Israelites, because why wouldn't you want to take this microchip? This is the new way. Why wouldn't you want to take it? If you don't take it, you will be considered, look, send the troops, send ICE, get them. Oh yes, that's how they're going to get you all. And you all just walking around here in Babylon thinking everything's just going to be fine. We're going to be, and that's why the Lord is going to cause it to be what? Jacob's trouble. And there's going to be trouble on all sides. All sides. It's happening right now with the government shutdown. The federal layoffs, which is turning into permanent firings. Okay, no Section 8, no all those cuts on Section 8, the food stamp, all that is Jacob's trouble. Because you got people saying, why y'all targeting the poor? You want to make cuts to people who already can't afford, they already can't survive, they already need to. Exactly. This is the devil. That's why it's called Jacob's trouble. You understand? And you all been way too comfortable. You 2/3 been way too comfortable in this land, and you all just think and Israelites too, you all just think you're just going to stay in the land of America and just live a sinful life, because that's really all you all want. You just want to stay in America and live a sinful life. Well, that's why the Lord is going to give the sword to this man, so that he can then bring the wrath upon you. 2 Ezra 15 verse 20. Behold, saith Yahweh, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, from Libanus, to turn themselves one against another, and repay the things they have done to them. Like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense them in their bosom, said the Lord Yahweh. My right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. The fire is gone forth from his wrath, and have consumed the foundations of the earth, and the sinners like the straw that is kindled. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, said the Lord Yahweh. I will not spare them. Go your way, you children from the power, defile not my sanctuary. For the Lord Yahweh knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and to destruction. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, Jacob trouble, and ye shall remain in them, for Yahweh shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. And that's you Israelites in the land of America. You all love it here. You just want to stay here, get tattoos, sleep around, be whores, get abortions, do all manner of evil, and think like we can just stay here and just do all manner of evil, and sin against the Lord, live a life of sin. All right, everybody exploiting one another, robbing one another. Oh no, the Lord said, I'm going to use this devil to come and bring wrath upon you all, because just like he did the Assyrians, when the Lord used the Assyrian captivity, the Assyrians to bring, to target the northern kingdom and put them in captivity. Okay, that man, that king of Assyria, he just wanted to go do some hurt. That's all he wanted. So the Lord put the spirit on him to say, you're gonna go and you're gonna target Israel. Yeah, he got it in his heart. He want to hurt somebody. He want to conquer somebody. So I'm going to put it in his heart to come over here to you. I'm talking about our people. And then the Lord going to judge him for that. Why? Because that guy goes, the Assyrian king of Assyria goes, yeah, I'm just a bad dude. Could nobody deliver the hand of these Israelites for me? Not even their God. And that's when Yahweh says, oh, that's how you feel? That's all right, because I'm going to use you to bring judgment upon them. And then afterwards, I'm going to get your ass. And the Lord's going to do the same thing with Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Isaiah 10:5. O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation. It's the Lord doing it. I will send him against the hypocritical nation. Who is that? You Israelites. All right. And against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge to take the spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like the mire of the streets. That's the same thing the Lord's going to use Esau for amongst our people. Okay. It says, howbeit he meaneth not so, neither doeth his heart think it, but it is in his heart to destroy and cut off nations, not a few. So he just had it in the spirit. All right. I want to cut some nations off. I want to hurt somebody. And the Lord said, I'm going to put it in the spirit to use that anger wrath. And I'm going to give him a charge. He's going to come up in my sanctuary. Okay. And he's going to bring judgment. And it was towards the northern kingdom. Right. For 8, for he saith, are not my princes altogether kings? Is not Calno as Karshemeth? Is not Hamath as Arpad? Is not Samaria as Damascus? As my hand have found the kingdoms of the idols, and whose graven images did extol them in Jerusalem of Samaria, shall I not, as I have I done to Samaria and her idols, do to Jerusalem and her idols? So he was talking big. So he's like, if I go take them Israelites down, even their God couldn't save me. So that's why the Lord says, see, now I got to come deal with you because you think I'm not real. I am real. And you're going to realize I'm using you to target my people. I'm putting in your spirit to go over there and get them. Just like he's going to do Esau, Edom. Wherefore it shall come to pass that when the Lord Yahweh hath performed his whole work upon the Mount of Zion and Jerusalem, I will punish the fruit of the stout heart of the king of Assyria and the glory of his high looks. So that's why we say in the end, Esau, Edom is going into slavery. But he's going to allow the devil to use his wrath that he has towards Jacob to come down upon 2/3 of our people. That's why this crackdown is happening. But he said, what? The elect shall be saved. The he shall be saved out of it is the elect. But it's coming upon all Jacob. We all about to experience the shakeup and the trouble. We already are. You don't think brothers and sisters work for the Fed? You don't think brothers and sisters was getting that assistance? Yeah, he about to bring it towards all of us. We all about to experience the wrath of the devil. Saving, the Lord will protect his elect, Lord willing. But the uncomfortable times, the uncertain times is going to be upon us all. It's called Jacob's trouble. Verse 13, for he saith, by the strength of my hand I have done it, and by my wisdom, for I am prudent, and I have removed the bounds of the people, and have robbed their treasures, and I have put them in the inhabitants like a valiant man. And my hand have found a nest of the riches of the people, and as one gathers the eggs of the left, have I gathered all the earth. There was none that moved the wing, or opened the mouth, or peeped. Shall the axe boast itself against him that heweth therewith, or shall the saw magnify itself against him that shaketh it? As if the rod should shake itself against them that lifted it up, or as the staff should lift up itself as it were no wood. So the Lord is saying, I'm using you as my tool for my judgment. But since you're going to boast against me, I'm going to get you. And that's the same with Esau, Edom. Right? Verse 20, it says, and it shall come to pass in that day, like the day we're in now, that the remnant of Israel, and as such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him that smote him, but they shall stay upon the Lord Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel, and in truth. And that's happening now. We no longer stay, meaning put our trust, our support in the one that smote us, the so-called white man. Okay? We putting it in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It says, the remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty power. For though my people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decreed shall overflow with righteousness. So there's always going to be elect that's going to make it out of it. But we all got to go through the hell, the purification process. So yes, Jacob's trouble is coming, and you got people who don't like to hear that, but it is coming. How else do you explain what's everybody's suffering right now? Simultaneously, the government shut down, laying people off. Simultaneously, they're trying to get people in the ice. Why? To target who? You. Target you and me. All this is like an army being raised against you. He's raging. He already announced he's waging war with Jacob. He's not going to say it directly, but he's saying it directly when he says, we're going to get these bad people out, these prophets of doom. He used that word. These people who are against us. Who do you think he's talking? He's talking to you. He's talking to you. Violent people, criminals, bad people. You know, psyops with the little bus, the bus with the Ukrainian psyops to put your face up. That's what that's for. To put your face up. That thing wasn't legit, man. And then what did Trump say? See, he put up our people face, and he said, see, we got to get rid of these bad people. Who are you talking to? He's talking to you Israelites. He's waging war on Jacob. That's why the elect is not going to stay upon them no more. We rely upon Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. But nonetheless, that crackdown is being brewed by Yahweh by Shem Yahushua using the hand of Esau Edom. So when you see stuff like this, you know, $50,000 sign-on bonus, all these gifts that they're trying to throw out, it's to target you. It's so that they can later come down upon you. Yeah. This is what's happening while you Israelites that want to stay here and build a community, while you send her in La world. He's the Lord is preparing this war. While you want to pretend like all is well. That's why the Lord's going to get mad at the false shepherds and the false pastors and those that believe the lies. Because you're just walking around here with your head in the sand talking about the Lord would neither do good, neither do evil. Basically calling the Lord a liar. Jacob's trouble is not that. Nope, that ain't there. It already happened. We good. Yeah, while you doing that, this man is lying to people, getting them all hyped up, you know, so they could join the army, so they can come and get your ass. So this is what's happening. So when you see stuff like this, you know why. All right? But that's shalom.